Throwback Thursday invites you to Coffee Time Conversations with your hosts, Linda Burdett and Becky Rokel. Today's guests are Kathy Richmond and Jan Lloyd. Our conversation today is God is All, from Lessons in Truth by H. Emily Cady. Grab your cup of coffee and let's get started.
Okay, it looks like we're all here. Kathy, would you pray us in?
Yes, I would love to. Please close your eyes, sit back, relax. And we thank you, dear Father, for bringing us four friends together for a time to contemplate, for a time to share ideas, and a time to acknowledge that all things come through you for good. And as we face a time in our nation with so much unrest, we know that you are there for us, protecting us and leading us through to the light. For that we give thanks. Amen.
Amen. Very nice.
Okay, so I was looking at Emily Cady. I love her. And in chapter 2, I found this statement. I'm on page 31 in my book, second paragraph. God then is the substance or the real thing standing under every visible form of life, love, intelligence, or power. Each rock, tree, animal, every visible thing is a manifestation of one spirit, God, differing only in the degree of manifestation. So that's kind of powerful. What does that mean to you?
You know, for me, that's reassuring because there are different degrees that God is manifesting. So when I see a really bright light, I recognize God in that person or thing.
I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think also for me, it reminds us that God is there with all creatures, all animals, everything that we come in contact with. And I was sharing the other day that we have an owl and he hoots at night and it's so beautiful. And I think, God made this owl and he landed there for our enjoyment. So it's just a reminder that God shows up in many forms, and especially when we least expect it.
Very true. I've had a lot of lessons in this lately. And one of the big ones is a family, kind of a family crisis, my family of origin. This week, some stuff came to light that had been in the dark for a long time. And what it did for me was I'm in a place now, thank God, that I can look at things so much differently than I could, 20, 25 years ago. And I can see all of these things that happened that even though, we're here saying God is in everything. Well, the child that's hurt, God is in that. To me, that's kind of like, oh, I never really reconciled that in my mind. And then this week happened and it's like there was a shift in me that I was able to see that even in that pain, God was there. And God has been there all along. And I know that for me, I learned that, 23 years ago, but it was a hard lesson to learn, and to be able to go get these questions thrown at me and to make statements about it and say, there is God in this. God was there the whole time. And I had one of my nieces call me and she was just like, so beside herself because she's like, how can you just be so okay with what's going on? And and then I'm just like, God is here. God is there with them while they suffer and reconcile this, and God has been there for me, and I know that it will be all right. So it's like it brought it to a whole new level, which was really kind of interesting to see, because I if you had taken me back 25 years to me to say, oh, at this point in this week, in this month, there's going to be a big awakening for you, I would have went, yeah, right. And I always say, yeah, right, because I really, we're taping this and I don't want to say what really is going to come out my tongue. But you know what I mean? It's just like, it really has given me an opportunity to see that God has been there and is there. And I'm so grateful because even though there was a lot of hardship there, I've gotten so much out of it because I know that God has been there through everything. So that's kind of what's happened with me. I'm a little off. God is in everything though, right?
Well, and I've listened to Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer talk about this on a KPBS special. I loved it when they did that together, and they were talking about the space between, and that the atoms and molecules that create matter are only the smallest part of what exists, that the space in between those molecules is so much greater than the matter itself. And that for me, God is the space between. And in this political, social, crazy time, knowing that God's bigger than this. God's everywhere. God is in this. God is bigger than this. Here and now really helps keep me from just jumping over that ledge and going off. How could you, right? Oh yeah, God's already here.
Call somebody, talk me off the ledge.
Talk me down, right? Well, no, but no, staying right here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing on this topic. And Becky, would you lead us in a meditation? Would you take us out?
Certainly, would love to. So everybody get comfortable in your setting there, and everybody that's watching, we thank you. You want to take a breath in and breathe out, and just let your breath go naturally as you rest in your seat, breathing in, breathing out, knowing that God is even in your breath. The breath we breathe in is God, and the breath we bring out is God. We know this. We feel this at a cellular level, all the way to our bones, my mother would say. We know this, that God is everywhere. God is in the smile. God is in the frown. God is in the people and the behind the masks and everywhere. And as we relax deeper in, we know that no matter what happens, whatever we're called to do or to not do, that God is there. And knowing that God is there brings peace. Peace to our souls, peace to our lives. Rest in that for a moment. Just breathe in and out. Breathe in God and breathe out God. Breathe in God and breathe out God. And as we bring this knowledge back to this moment, we know that the message that we carry inside ourselves goes out to everybody watching, everybody breathing in God with us, and everybody breathing out God with us. We take this peace with us into our day, and we say thank you. Amen.
Amen.